Hi folks, we're back. We're back at the exciting part now where we get to build the forms. And what I have done is go over to the WP Foodie School website and go to freebies. And I've created a Fluent Forms template that you can download for free. And just tell me there which email marketing, the service provider that you're using, and submit the form. And I'll send you the link to download the form template because it's going to make this super easy for you. You won't have to build the form. I'm going to show you how to import the form now and how it all works. So you will be after purchasing the pro version of Fluent Forms to get this working. And for this section of the tutorial, you will need to have the WP code insert headers and footers free plugin on the WordPress repository installed as well, because as I discussed in the previous videos, I was talking an awful lot about personalization and segmentation. Instead of just putting the same form on the website for all the different categories, we're going to put different forms in different places so that we can segment our users and make our email marketing campaigns more effective. Like I said, I'm plant-based myself. When I sign up on a website, you probably, like some of the sites there, have multiple categories and you have a vegetarian section. So you don't want to be sending vegetarians recipes how to make chicken sauce and broth and roast chicken and beef burgers, etc. It's going to increase your non-open rate, and you're going to get spammed, and you're going to get a lot of unsubscribes for that. So if we segment people and we can watch their activity, like, we can see who our loyal fans are. And if we're selling products, that's really great because we can spot them in the analytics. And if we're selling a book or something, we can target them specifically with an offer for our book. We can say, these people are saving a lot of our recipes. They're bakers. We have them in a category segment. They're bakers, or they're sugar-free, or they're vegans, or something like that, or keto is massive, like. And so we can target them specifically with offers, is what this is all about. So it's more than just saving the recipes. We're getting into building marketing, email marketing campaigns here, and this is what I mean. So you have the Fluent Forms plugin, and just you can do this with most of the email service providers I've been looking at. This is what I mean. I've in Mailerlite here, I've created different groups. So I have a bacon group, diabetic, plant-based, vegan, and just general subscribers. That was for testing. So this is what I mean, folks. When we go back to my site, we have different categories. This is just a testing site. There might be little errors in the recipes and stuff, so don't get too excited about that. Don't message me saying, oh, there's flour in the vegan or gluten-free recipe or something. It's just a testing site, folks. So here we are. We have gluten-free recipes. So I'm going to show you how to put a specific form in all the gluten-free recipes so that we can send those people to our gluten-free group that we're going to create. And then we have a vegan section, like I'm saying, and then we have low sugar. So this is what it's all about. We're going to go over to our forms, and we need to go into tools, and there's a feature here for importing forms. And this is where you're after downloading my form, and it's called Fluent Form WP Foodie School, and it ends with a JSON. So you're going to import that. And so when we go to forms, it's here now. So I should have actually, oh yeah, the reason that is called buy my book confirmation message is because, you see, this form is, I'm going to explain it now as simply as I can. The form is complicated. This is actually the form that you have imported. Now, you see, you're getting all the features here. And the thing is, I'm going to show you how to remove some of this stuff, because this is the easiest way of doing it, is to give you all the features and take out and change the places that you don't want. And that's what I'm going to show you. So we're going to go, and I'm just going to send this to myself again. So just to show you what I mean. now. So, and that's what I'm saying. So when somebody submits the form, and I'm going to show you how to place forms in different places as well, and in the recipe card, but we have a personalized message here. And so, and it pulls in the name of the recipe from the title as well. And so it's on the way to your inbox. So the thing is, you could remove the rest of this then, folks, if you're not doing any type of book promotion or classes or anything like that. If you're not involved in e-commerce, you'll just want a nice branded message. So that's what you'll do, and take out the message there, the call to action to go to the cookery classes and the bookshop. And you see, when we go to the inbox, we can see there now that we have a message here, Jonathan, from me, and I have over on the YouTube channel, folks, just in case if I forget to mention it, how to send those confirmation messages with your SMTP plugin. I've already covered that. It's here, using a service called Brevo. It used to be called Send in Blue. That's there, put it up a day ago, and it's called How to Send 300 Emails a Day from Your WordPress Website for Free. See, the thing is, folks, these confirmation messages are totally different to Mailerlite. These messages are what's called transactional messages that are sent from WordPress, transactional emails. They're not marketing emails specifically. So that's how it's done. So you need, if you don't have one already, maybe if you have a contact form on your site already, you'll have an SMTP plugin. But if you don't, you'll need to watch that video and see how it's set up, and you can get started at 300 emails a day. If you're getting 300 entries a day, folks, you're doing really, really well. So that's there on the channel, explaining how those notifications are sent to your inbox. And you see here that I have a message here, get lots more really great recipes at the index box. So if you're not doing e-commerce, you'll just have a personalized message. Awesome, John, here's the link to your messages. Take out all the middle section there, show you how to do it now, and you'll have a link to the recipe index. So that's what we're doing. Need to go back here. Now I want to show you this, that to explain the sequence for this. There's a really great feature here. I was thinking about this last night, the best way. I was going to send you some code to import, and I was thinking that's going to be complicated, and then I realized that I can make it much simpler. We have duplicated that now. So what we need to do, I was saying that we've recipes in different categories, so we have gluten-free there. So we're going to create I have 2 recipes in gluten-free. So I'm going to name this form gluten-free so that I know what it is. And so I could later on do a full video about how to build forms with Fluent Forms, but I want to keep this as short. I don't want to go off topic, folks, so probably there's other videos actually by other people on YouTube, and of course the documentation and support. The guys are really good in support, like I know them. So but there we are, folks. Like we have our fields here, so if you want to put in the last name, etc., you would add it like that. You could add it in like that, and then I have the labels turned off, but if you want the labels on the form, you activate them there. So I have hide label. But big thing I want to get at, folks, I was looking at sites there by people and they're only using the email address. This is what I need to explain now. The reason for the first name is there because we need to get that name to send it to Mailerlite. And this is a big thing, like I mentioned there, that HubSpot article about personalization. It's proven, folks, it'll make the campaign all your campaigns more successful. It's there, folks, like, because I was looking at some of the messages I was getting there with no personalization. It just goes, hi, recipe, bye. You know, it's no personalization and a lack of branding. So here we have it. You see, you have my name here, and my last name and my email address and the group I'm in. So we have personalization and segmentation there so that when we follow up later with really good stuff. So that's what I was saying if you haven't watched the previous recipe, I hope I have this on my desktop handy to show you, but yeah, there it is. There's the follow-up message. We know this is why we're getting the first name, because we can go, hi Jonathan, and we have the name of the recipe as well. And we're asking them for feedback, and we have, here's the link back to the recipe. So I'll be covering that with the different ESPs later on. So that's that. We have, that's why the first name's there. Obviously, we need the email address because that's what's used to identify people in these systems. We have our consent so that they consent to receive messages from us. And here's the thing, folks. Here's the secret juicy bit. How I'm getting the name of the name of it's the post title, yeah. So we can see it there, that there's a hidden field here, and it's over here, embed post title. So that's hidden. They don't see that on the front end when they're signing up. These are hidden information fields, they're called. So if I just, you can see the form on the front end there, that it's just first name, email address, and what the hidden field is doing, it's getting the post title for us there. And the second hidden field is getting the URL so that we can send it to the CRM here, back here. It should be, oh no, that's subscriber details. It should be in the, trying to think now, folks. They're in the category there. So, see, maybe I didn't send it. Oh, there it is, yeah. You see, that's it. The title of the post is there, folks. They're in the group. We have the title of the post and the URL. So that's what we're using in that follow-up message. That's why we're doing that. So that's what to do. So you have that there. We have the gluten-free. That's how the form is working. So we need to, I'm going to talk you through now the settings and integrations. So this is, do you remember when we submitted the form and we get that big message, and I said, if you're not doing e-commerce, I said the easiest way to do this is to actually give you everything. So this is done with what's called shortcodes there. It goes awesome, first name, that's the name they entered in the form, and then the other hidden field is the name of the recipe. That's how it works, and it's on the way to your inbox. So you don't need to change any of that. When you import the form, it's going to be universal. It's the same settings for on all the sites, folks. So if you change that, it won't work. So you have that there now. So you can go into the text view here and look at all the code, but I doubt you really want to. So what we're going to do is, if we want to take out all this, we might leave the personal message, happy culinary adventures. But if you want to take out the e-commerce there, folks, that's it. So happy. So that's the message they get on the website after the form is submitted. And we want to hide the form after submission because it looks quite nice when it's done that way. And then we need to go down to, this is the message they get in their email, okay? And this is sent by the SMTP servers. So I'll be covering the integrations for MailChimp, Mailerlite, ConvertKit, and maybe Flowdesk and Fluent CRM in the next videos. I keep that separate because they're kind of separate topics. I didn't want to put it in here. I wanted to concentrate on the forms. So here it is, folks. Make sure that send to select email is there, and that's the email address they input in the form. And you can see the subject line here. Do you see this lovely personalized subject line we're getting, folks? I'm going to explain now. See you there. Hi John, I got your curry lentils recipe for you and a great offer. And that's done. Here we have the subject line going, hi, short code, pulls in the first name they entered. I got your post title here, that's the name of the recipe. I got your recipe for you and a great offer. So if you're not doing e-commerce, you might take out the offer part there. okay, like that. Again, it's the same thing, folks, that we've added in the media here. So you can nearly guess what I'm going to say now, because it's the same thing. The message is awesome, pulls in the first name, here's the link to your recipe. And then if you're not doing any type of offer, you know, see, I'll actually, I will actually, what I need to do actually, if you need to edit this, like it's the same as your WordPress editor. Have you seen our latest cakes? And you might put a link to, I spelled that wrong. Cakes. Plus we have currently, we have 10% off cakes. Oh, I spelled that wrong. So 10% off cakes with discount code cakes, and you put it in there, whatever it is, and just type in the message there. You get the idea, folks. And then if we want to put a different image in there, we will go up here, add media, and I don't have a cake image, folks, so I'm just going to say maybe we're making bagels there, but that's it, just to show you how that's done. And then we will just type in get cakes. So I've made it super easy for you, and that's the link at the bottom. Get lots more really great recipes on the recipe index page. Oh, that's important now, folks, that you need to click that link, and I will actually, you need to get the link to your, recipe index page. And there we just go up and copy the URL there, and we need to go to back here, and we will delete that, go in, and we'll press this blue button there, and that's changed now. So, and we need to save that. So when we go back to our forms now, we have created a form specifically for the gluten-free section. So we've done that. And so we need to put the form on the gluten-free recipes now. Do you remember I said we've 2 gluten-free recipes here? So that's the next part. You see, normally, I want to explain something now. You see, normally with something like a contact form, it'll only go in one place. And for people that don't know, you would normally use a shortcode for this. And then on the contact page, I have it here. So we can use the Fluent Forms widget, or we can use a shortcode. And if we put that in there, that'll be there now. But the problem is we need to put the shortcode in multiple places at the same time. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, folks, I almost forgot to show you how to style the form. So when we have our form here, we want to go up to Design and Preview up here, and we can also import forms here, okay? And we have miscellaneous settings, container styles are for the background. We can actually, folks, if you want to draw attention to your form, one of the guys was asking me there, can we make the forms look like spotlight? We can't really do that lightbox effect, but we can do things like put an image in the background there. We will want to increase the padding because the text at the top was too near the margin there. We want to background color. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. I thought we can put in an overlay. color here, background color, thought was selected. I'll have to come back for this, folks. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it could go on for too much time. What I wanted to show you, I'll just remove the image. Oh yeah, the color is there now, so we can do that. We can put in a border, but this is what I want to get to, folks. It's probably it's going to be the most requested feature. Is we can, yeah, you see, when we change it like that, you have to change the background color again. You have to go customize selected preset, and we get a lot more options like changing the button style and that. So like their presets, you can see that the shape of the container there for the first name and the email address is changing. So you can do all that to suit the style of your site. Okay, we have it here, and the submit button, so we have the alignment. You see, we can change the width of the button there. So there's a huge amount of settings here, folks. So maybe I should really do a full course for the buttons, but there we have it. Like that's actually for the text on the button there, we can see is changing. So we want that back to white, and the background color, we can change it to a dark green like that. And you see down here, if you have the RGBA values, you can put them in here. So that'd be like changing those numbers there. It'd be like that. And see the way it went to a darker green, slightly different. And then the hover effect is here. So the colors for the text, and then the background color, when somebody, yeah, it's there. You see, you need to actually hover over to see it. Okay, so that's there just to show you I'm right. See that there, folks. So that's going to be the most requested settings there. So as I said there, so that's saved. We want to go back now, and excuse me. So we have our form, and so I'm just going to very quickly, when I'm here, create new blank form. And so just like if you want to build your own form from scratch, if you don't like mine for some reason, see the plus here, you just kind of, and then go to email like that. And so you would put it there, or you can go plus here, and you might want to put in, say, an address for an order form. So that's how it's done. It's building with the blocks, and you can move them up and down with the arrows there, and you can duplicate them, and you can put them in the dustbin there like that. So that's how that's done. Okay. So now we need to, I'm going to go out here. We don't need that form. It's going to delete it, but I want to show you now how to put our gluten-free form into these gluten-free posts. And we're going to put it at the top of the post here. So you have installed the WP code plugin, and it'll be down at the bottom here called code snippets. We actually, before we do that, we need to get the short code here, and we need to go down to code snippets, and we're going to add a snippet. Okay, so we need to go add your custom code, and we're going to put that short code in there. It's not HTML, and it's text, okay? And we want to put the name on it here. We want to call it, we can call it CTA, call to action form for gluten-free recipes. You want to give it something descriptive, because we're going to end up with quite a few of these, and so we want to be able to easily tell which is which. And the reason we're doing this, folks, creating all these different forms, in case you've forgotten there, I mentioned it a couple of times, that when we have the different forms in different places, we can segment our audience, but we can also look at the conversion rates when forms are in different places in the same category. We can figure out which forms are converting the best, and we need to do that if you're being serious about running successful email marketing campaigns. So there we are, folks. If it's not working, make sure and have this inactive toggle button up there enabled, okay? Because it won't show up and you'll be wondering why. So we need to get into the location now, and we're going to say this is the thing that we don't want it global. It has to be page specific. And here we have insert before post, before content, insert before paragraph, after post, after content, and insert after paragraph. And it tells us there, insert snippet after paragraph of the first content. So that'll put this form in at the top, okay? And that's what I'm on about. We can create different forms and compare them and put them in different places, okay? So we want to go there. Insert into paragraph is there. We need to enable conditional logic up here, and we need to save it now. And we need to go back down here into conditional logic. We need to add a group, and it'll be taxonomy term is gluten-free, okay? So this can be a bit finicky now and a bit complicated to set up. That should have that gluten-free form on our gluten-free recipe. So I have a recipe here, and we can see that there's no form on it, okay? So refresh the page, and it's worked. The styling isn't great. You can see the colors are there now, and that we actually have a space there that doesn't look great. So if I want to show you actually how that text is done at the top of the forms. So that's just that demo form I was doing. So we want to go back into editing gluten-free, and up at the top here, that's a custom HTML model, and we can see that the space is there. That's how that text is done. So you want to go shift return to knock out that space like that, and we can go here now, and that's how it's done. So we want to need to play around with the styling actually, folks, that to get it like that. But there it is, folks. This is the first paragraph, and it's showing up after the first paragraph like that. So that's how that's done. So I've explained how to make a form, build it for a certain category, okay? How to use the snippets plugin down here. When we go to code snippets, I've showed you here call to action for gluten-free recipes. So the shortcode for the form is there, and it's insert after paragraph, and the conditional logic here for the taxonomy is another word for a category. It's the same thing. That's how WordPress does its naming, and we have it for gluten-free. So if we wanted to, just wondering actually there, after first paragraph, you see, we can actually, see, there's what I want to show you actually. I don't need to do it again. I'll just show you here. If we want to move it down, we can actually number the paragraphs, folks. Okay? So see, if you think it's too near the top, it'll be after the third paragraph, and it's over the recipe card now. And that's the way Love and Lemons are doing it. So, and you see, we could probably even put it into the top of the recipe card. You could do the same thing with segmentation. Build recipe cards for different categories is another way of doing it. And we could still use the the analytics there to compare the forms to see which are performing the best. So that's what I would do, folks, is I would maybe on the gluten-free category, put the form at the top like that, and then maybe for a different category, we can go down here and we can say, we can actually put it, insert after content. So that'll be at the bottom of the post content. So that could work really well. There was people asking about that in the Food Blogger Central group. They were wondering where's the best placement for the forms, and that's how you do it. Do that, let it run for a month, set up a reminder somewhere where you won't forget about it, and analyze it. You know, or even get talking to your buddies that have food blogs as well and work together, talk to each other and put forms in different places and figure out what's working. So I want to go back. We set that for the gluten-free. If I go over here to my vegan section, I want to prove that the form is not there. There's actually, I've no paragraph here. So if I actually go in, I need to put the paragraph up the top, so I need some sample text. Go into Lipsum here. Oh, there like that. Control C. Go back to my post here. Need to click that. Need to go add before. I'm using the Spectra Gutenberg page builder for these sites, in case you're wondering what builder that container is coming from. It's not Cadence, but Cadence, it's the same thing. It's another Gutenberg builder, which I'll be covering too. So we need to put the paragraph in there. We need to go Control V, and there we have the paragraphs. And just to check the post that conditional logic is definitely working, and we can see there's no form there. So the last thing I want to show you how to put that form at the bottom of that recipe in the recipe card. So we need to go to the form, gluten-free. We want to get that short code. Oh, this is what I'm saying. We could actually, what we could do actually with this, to explain what I'm on about the comparison, that's my, I want to, what was that, vegan recipes. So we'll go back, we're going to change the name. We want vegan recipes to inbox. So just rename it. The notifications and everything should be the same, I think. So we need that shortcode now, and we're going to do it differently. We're going to go into WordPress Recipe Maker. We need to go down to the template editor. Yeah, you see, we're going to have a problem now that this is going to show up on all the recipes. So you would need to create recipe cards for the different categories, and you'd have to edit all the recipes. So yeah, it's going to be tricky, but I just want to show you that it is possible. We need to go down to the very bottom, and we need to go down here. Now, I need to get that cursor in there, put that shortcode for the form at the very bottom. When we save that now, stop editing, we go over here to my versatile veg soup. We're going to go to the recipe, and the form is there, folks. And like I said, you're going to have to change the messaging. Do you remember I said that, you see, at yahoo.com. Do you remember I said there's a call to action for a book and classes here? See that? So that works there. So you'll need to edit that. Okay, so to get that working, but I'm just showing you what is possible for you to work out. And you see, Just to explain what I mean, you see, we put the form at the top for the gluten free, but and this is why you need separate recipe cards then if you're using that method, because it'll show up in them all. But like the payoff for that is you can then, after a month, look at the conversion rate. You're getting the views there and the conversion rate, and you can compare to there. We can see that one here is converting at 88%, and we need to figure out why is that. So that's that. So the next thing, folks, is in the next video, we have Mailerlite, we have Flowdesk, we have MailChimp, and we have ConvertKit, and we have Fluent CRM. And I need to talk about how we're going to connect those forms to those different ESPs. So hope you're enjoying this series, folks. It'll be really great if you're finding this content really valuable. You could share it for me on your network to help promote the channel. Please drop some comments on the channel, some feedback there. Like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so thanks very much. So let's move on.